Hoosier Nation, welcome in to the latest edition of Hoosier Court and Indiana Basketball Air, a little bit of football podcast as well. We're back. It's been a couple weeks. Bison Ben in the house. He's boots on the ground in Atlanta, home of the Peach Bowl, where our beloved Indiana Hoosiers will be playing on Friday night against Oregon in the Peach Bowl. How are things down in Atlanta? Before we talking about the basketball game last night, how are things down in Georgia? What's the word on the streets down there?
Well, there's a lot of SEC crying going on down here. Them Alabama fans are still butt hurt. And, yeah, that's what's going on down here. Just a lot of crying, a lot of belly aching and crying.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama and Georgia. I mean, there's people coming out of the woodworks. Hey, you heading to Atlanta? You heading to Rose Bowl? You doing this? You doing that? It's like, man, if I had all the money in the world, absolutely, I'd be flying all around the country. But we'll talk a little football here in a minute. But let's get back into basketball action. Indiana. Yeah.
I will say one thing. When you were drinking them Michelob Ultras the other night, you were it.
It was Miller Lights. I don't know when that was. But, yeah, I was all in. And, yeah, you have enough Miller Lights, you'll say anything. But after taking a couple weeks off of work, it would be probably irresponsible, from a professional standpoint and financial standpoint. But we'll see. If Indiana happens to win the Peach Bowl, some irresponsible decisions. The national championship's on my birthday, so maybe some decisions will have to be made. But we will cross that bridge when we get there.
And if it's Miami versus Indiana, is Breeze gonna take you down there? Show you around God's country.
God's country. Yeah. Miami Gardens, Florida, aka God's country. Yeah. That seems like a trip of fly in and fly out and get the hell out of Dodge with a ring.
I love me some Miami.
Well, we'll see what happens down there in South Beach, but we got some work to do. First, Indiana's got that game on Friday night, and looking forward to Miami Ole Miss on Thursday. But last night, Indiana beats Washington. It's been interesting to see because people kind of forgot Indiana had a basketball team for a couple weeks here, right? Is that what it feels like to you?
Well, when you play the schedule we have the last couple of games, then we had a week and a half off, people forget about you. But hey man, they came through last night, shot the ball well, and I'm sure we'll get talking about it here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, I felt a lot and rightfully so, right? I mean, I think obviously Indiana basketball is very near and dear and important to a lot of people, as is the football team now. And there's a lot of talk out there about these. We were talking about this the other day. I think it's appropriate, but these quote unquote bandwagon Indiana football fans. And you said something that I think you were telling me on the phone the other day. I think is very important, and there's really two types of Indiana football fans. You're either, and you said this, you're either from there or you went to school there. Yeah. It's not a bandwagon situation. And quite frankly, if you watch Indiana football, how could you not want to watch that team play football the way they play? Is that fair?
Yeah, like in the South, you will not. If I see an Indiana shirt, they went to school there. Right. You're not just seeing a random 20-year-old kid or even a 12-year-old kid at the grocery store. They're not wearing Indiana stuff. Yeah. So it's either you went there or you're from there.
Yeah.
There's no other fans. So these bandwagon fans, and I am rooting for Indiana, and I'm a Michigan football fan, and I get that I'm gonna get hated for that. But at least I went to school there. But what I'm saying is, there's no fans down in the South that are just hey, I'm rooting for Indiana football.
Yeah.
Now,
make no mistake, though. Anybody listening to this, Ben's been a Michigan football fan since the day I met him, through good and bad, happy, sad. He never was against Indiana football, and now that they're a peer, essentially, I would say, right? I think it's fair to say that Indiana football and Michigan football are peers. We'll see how that goes over the years, but if we can keep it rolling. But right now, it's just an incredible time for Indiana athletics, and I think also for the basketball team. Getting back to them. Indiana's 11-3, 2-1 in the Big Ten, and they took care of business. Were you concerned coming off a 13 13-day, nearly 2-week layoff that Indiana might be rusty and then they come out and they hit 5 threes to start the game.
I was a little concerned until I saw the line. We were favored. We were favored by 9.5. We win by 10. It's amazing how great those people are. But and I'm shocked that Washington's not a little bit better because they got some talent. I mean, they got that German guy, the 7-footer, Steinbach down there, and then we know Desmond Claude can ball. We saw him at USC last year,
or Xavier, or I think maybe he played somewhere else too. But yeah, no, they've got some talent. Zoom Diallo, great name. Des Claude, Kepnang is a threat. I mean, I think the Peterson kids from Gary, Indiana, I think they'll beat some people. They've got a guy that's hurt. Indiana's still down a couple guys. I don't even know, like, the couple guys that Indiana's down there. I guess they're not going to play this year. I really don't know. But walking boot situation. But the team Indiana did start. The biggest fear I had was on the backboards. And Indiana out-rebounds Washington 33-29. Goes 12 of 28 from 3, 16 of 20 from the line. Kind of completely opposite of what you're used to Indiana basketball over the last decade probably. But what was your initial impressions? I mean, I think winning the backboard battle with Kepnang and Steinbach in there, that was a win for Indiana.
Yeah, I thought for sure we'd get out rebounded when they had a 7-footer and he's a 2010 guy. What I did notice is basically everyone got over 2 rebounds. Like, it was a group effort on the backboard. Like, everyone, and that's what we need. We need the guards to get some rebounds. We need the bench guys to get some rebounds because we don't have a 10 rebound guy. We just don't have that. We don't have a guy that's going to clean it up every time. It's got to be a group effort, and I'm happy to see the group effort. I'm also happy. I thought Conerway played fabulous last night. When he's on, I mean, he's a pretty good player.
What more could you want? 20 points, 4 of 4 from the line. 2 assists, 2 turnovers, fine. But
I don't know what's going on with Tucker Devries. I don't know if he's got that flu that's going around. But 6 points ain't going to cut it.
Well, he's had it. If he has the flu, he's had it for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because he hasn't played well in about a month. And, I guess I would ask you, a game where Devries didn't have it and Wilkerson didn't initially and then got it going in the second half. Yeah. Still, he's only 6 of 17 from the field. But does that impress you that in a game against, a decent opponent in Washington, right, 9.5-point favorites, team that they've beaten USC on the road, a team that's pesky, they've got an NBA player on the roster. Was that, I guess, concerning to you, number one, that they went kind of a triangle and took Devries and Wilkerson out, but Enright and Conerway and Sisley really stepped up to kind of take on the brunt of the scoring.
And Dorn and Reed Bailey at 8. I mean, I think Reed Bailey plays really soft if the competition's bigger than him. He's really like where was he at school? Davidson or something? I mean, he's a Davidson. He's that kind of league player to me. But I think Connor Enright, I mean, he played way more aggressive, which I thought was great. He had 9 assists and then he had 12 points. And he shot the ball.
No turnovers.
He shot the ball 9 times. Like, I know
he has to. We've been saying that. If you're open, he's capable. Clearly, I mean, 2 of 5 from 3. If you get that from him on any night, you'll take that.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, you can't be playing 32 minutes and putting up 4 points. I mean, you just can't, because that's basically what he was doing. I mean, he does get assists and he plays hella defense, and I get it. But even if you're not going to make it, you still got to make him respect you. And try to shoot it, I think, because otherwise you're playing 32 minutes and they're playing 5-on-4 basketball, and you can't. That's how it felt like when I was playing, because I couldn't shoot, and I just wanted to get the rebounds. But anyway, go ahead.
But if you're getting 9 assists and no turnovers, the 12 points is a plus, right? But he's getting the ball. He knows where the ball needs to go. He knows who it needs to get to, and I don't think DeVries is going to be a 6-point player. I think his track record's proven. He's been around for quite some time and been a double-figure scorer for. So, but I feel like DeVries. So go back to Enright in just a second. But DeVries, he's really trying to force it. He's just not taking very good shots. Like, it's almost like okay, it's my, like last night, I felt like it's my turn to shoot. The shots he took, there's a reason he was 0 for 4 from 3. They were all, he had the one where his foot was on the line. I thought was a good look in transition, pulled up on it. But for the most part, he's not taking good shots. Does that concern you?
What concerns me with Devries is he's very slow. I always talk about how slow he is. He runs up and down the court slow. His movements are slow. And I think at times he's got to create his own shots, and he's taking difficult shots. Like, he doesn't get very many open shots. He basically needs a point guard that's going to get him open to score. And I think Enright tries to do that the best he can. And I don't know if Enright's like a true point guard. Like, in my eyes, I want some blaze fast guy that's going to go down there and get, set the table in a perfect world. And I hope that's what we do in the future. But like a Yogi Ferrell. I mean, that's,
well, I mean, that's, there's no trade deadline to go get a Yogi Ferrell. I mean, the 8 guys that played last night, I think, is who they're going to have the rest of the way. And it doesn't look like, and I mean, that's fine, right? Like, I'm fine with the rotation of 8 guys. They got to, one thing, the fouling, they got to stop fouling so much. Like, that's what kept Washington in that game was free throws. I mean, Washington 22 of 25 from the line. So, that's a team with the old Bobby Knight rule, make more than the other team shoots. Washington did that, but that's my one. If I'm going to nitpick the IU last night, they've got to stop reaching in. They've got to stop fouling, right? Don't put, if you want to foul a bad free throw shooter, that's one thing. But like, clearly, Washington, Steinbach can shoot free throws 8 of 9. Claude 6 of 6. Like, let's stop fouling these guys. I think that should have been probably a 15, 20 point win for IU if they just hadn't fouled so much. But I mean, again, that's nitpicking. One thing I really was excited to see was against a power conference opponent, 4 turnovers. We only forced 4 turnovers, which is maybe a concern, but only turning it over 4 times, you're probably going to win 9 times out of 10 when that happens.
Well, one thing I thought Washington did not do a good job of is they're not really big into ball pressure. And pressure, because like when we play teams like Louisville and some of the upper echelon teams that we played, like they were getting in our ass. Like, we had trouble getting it to the 3-point line. Let's just be honest. Like, versus Louisville, especially first half, we were having trouble getting it to the 3-point line. So my worry going forward is our team's a little slow to me, and we got to, like, if somebody's getting in our ass, well, that's a future worry. But for this game, they weren't getting in our ass. Like, they weren't, like, their defense wasn't that great. But it's still a win. They do have a pro. They have a pro. And I think Desmond Cloud's a good player. And I thought Bryson Tucker played decent last night.
The return of Bryson Tucker. Yeah, I'm glad you went there. Bryson Tucker. I mean, in today's day and age, I remember the days of when, when somebody came back that was a transfer. I mean, you got booed out of the gym, and like, those days are gone, right? Like, literally every player on Indiana's roster wasn't there last year, and some of Washington's wasn't, most of it wasn't either. It's just a different world, which is fine. Like, I don't care. Well, I mean, there's a tight end that transferred from Miami to Indiana, and I asked Breeze, I said, is he going to, if one of the 2 of them wins the national championship, does he get a championship ring? Does he get, if IU wins, does he get one because now he's on the team? If Miami wins, does he get one because he's on the team there? Like, who knows? But, I mean, I would have loved to have seen that Bryson Tucker last year, right? And I mean, I get it. He's a year older. He played 28 minutes, 11 points, 4 rebounds, hit a 3. I was sitting there like, hey, let him shoot. And of course he makes it, but good for him, right? Like, if you want to fly across the country and go, be on Washington's team, like, I'll wish him nothing but best. Like, it's just the way the world is now. But Bryson Tucker, good for you. Go beat Purdue, right? We'll see. That's where they go next. I mean,
Sherm, so I am old school. And one of the things that drives me nuts, I mean, I'm starting to get the transfer portal thing, but when people make a big deal about staying for the following year, like with the football transfers, like Michigan, for example, Indiana, I was watching, like, some guys like coming back next year. I'm like, dude, it's a 4-year commitment, and you're announcing that you're coming back to the same school that you are at.
Technically, scholarships are year by year, and yes, the old school, but Yeah, I mean, like when a guy says, "Hey, I went on a visit to Indiana," and he's at Indiana, like, what are we talking about here? But I get what you're saying. But I love it. I love it. Right? Like I said this, like we are alums of a school that has. We
Money.
are the haves, right? We are not the have-nots. And I mean, you look at the players on this basketball team, on the football team, they came from schools that are not going to be able to compete with teams in the Big Ten. And, you know, you talk about football and the transfer portal. I mean, some of these guys that Signetti's getting, there's money coming from donors. Who knows? Nameless donors, whatever, whether it's a Mark Cuban or, you know, somebody else.
Sherman,
yeah, right. Exactly. Me. I can throw them about $25. I can give them $25 to get somebody here. But yeah, I mean, like it's the way of the world, and I think you just have to roll with it right now. But with this team, what's their ceiling to you? This basketball team?
Yeah, 9 or 10 seed. I mean, I think that's as high as they can go. I think we're a little slow, we're a little old, and we're a little like I think if we play teams that are quick and that will actually get in our ass on defense, we're really going to struggle. At least that's what I've seen in the past.
I think
so I think a 9 or 10. And you know, our goal for him this year was just to get to the tournament. Yeah. We can't be having goals that are at least in my eyes, we can't have goals that are unattainable. Yeah. Like we're not going to be a number 1 or 2 seed. We're not winning the championship this year, but it's step by step. We got to get in the tournament first. I mean, 9 or 10 seed. What does that mean?
If this team's a 9 seed on Selection Sunday, it's a successful year to me. Now, when we started the year and we beat the dog crap out of Marquette, we were like, and they ended up being like literally.
Yeah, we were like, we'll be a 4 or 5 seed.
I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, maybe they surprise us, but I just, you know, Nick Dorn. Let's talk a little bit about some of the guys off the bench. We had 26 points off the bench from 3 guys. Nick Dorn had faced some injuries, but 22 minutes, 8 points, 1 or 2 from 3, didn't turn it over. That's exactly what we need from him. He guards a little bit. It's got a little bit of a bigger body on the wing, so we can handle that. But as Trent Sisley, 15, I mean, when the kid's playing like that, like when they started to come back there later in the game, I'm like, we got to get Sisley back on the floor. That guy was playing well. Like, I get it. Your son is your son, and like he's traditionally been good, but he was not last night. I think I would have had Sisley in there for Devries. Would you? At least last night's game, right? Not based on anything else other than the way the game was going last night.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. In the world of nepotism, you ain't gonna take your son out. So and his son's good, like traditionally been good. His son is good and worthy of being on the team. It's not like some of these like mom and pop things like T-ball or something. But another thing I've noticed in life that I would like to discuss is, and I hope this doesn't happen at Michigan, but like these big name coaches and their sons, because Whittingham has 2 sons on the coaching staff, and they're like, maybe he promised a job to one of the sons. That never works, ever in the history of the world works. Look at Auburn. Pearl, his son took the job. They went from like a top 5, 6 programs to they ain't even ranked anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think, right, like Tucker Devries, to bring it back to this, is like he was not playing well last night. Now, at Maryland, we'll talk about that here in just a second. At Maryland, he may come out and have 25 points, and I wouldn't be shocked one bit. But again, you talk about you go to play Maryland, right? But I want to give a huge shout out to Trent Sisley, because you think about the future, right? Like we're talking about the here and now, but Trent Sisley is an Indiana kid. Could be somebody that is there for a while. We've seen flashes. He had some struggles there in December, and to see him bounce back last night, I think was a huge positive for this team, because they're going to need Reed Bailey and Trent Sisley and Nick Dorn off the bench to provide, that stability when you have a couple guys that maybe didn't have it going in a Sam Alexis and, DeVries. I mean, what do you think's going on with Sam Alexis? You just think like, he had 4.6 rebounds. It just doesn't look like he's really in the rhythm, or like when he started, he's looked much better off the bench.
But he was going against a 7-footer. I mean,
yeah,
He's how tall is he? 6'8", 6'9"?
6'9", maybe.
I
He had
mean,
6 rebounds. I mean, I guess, he had 5 offensive rebounds. I guess maybe not as bad. It's
he
just,
did have that little hook shot. I like that little hook shot he did.
I guess if you look at it, right, if you take Reed Bailey and Sam Alexis as like, hey, like that's your 5 spot, they're going to split their minutes. I mean, I guess I really can't be mad about 12 points, 9 rebounds, no turnovers, and 6 offensive rebounds. And I guess I can't really be mad about that. I'm probably being a little bit harder on those 2 guys, but Bailey, like, he's got to finish, man.
He plays soft versus big dudes. And I think it's tough to have, how we used to have a problem with 2 bigs on the floor and like there wasn't spacing and stuff in it. But so like I think our problem now is like if Reed Bailey and Tucker Devries are on the floor at the same time, I mean that is a lot of slowness. Not a lot of height. I mean they're not I mean if they're playing against 7-footers, 6'10" guys, I mean I think Sam Alexis has to be in there for just like some.
You're going to need a Sam Alexis, and so I think right. We can nitpick and whatever, but like going into Wednesday, quick turnaround, right? You're going to play late Sunday night. You're less than 24 hours from right now. We'll be right back doing this Wednesday night because it's a 6:30 game at Maryland. Maryland 7-7 on the year, 0-3 in the Big Ten. Playing at Maryland, I doubt that it's a student game. Well, I want to talk about that with IU in a minute too. But we play Maryland coming up next. The Miles Rice revenge game, does that concern you as we head to College Park Wednesday night?
Well, I like to check on these guys that I feel like honestly we were sold a bag of bullshit on some of these guys. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Some of these guys just aren't good, and they're not good at their next school, so they're just not good to me. But I mean, that might be a little too.
Well, Miles Rice is, about what you'd expect: 7 points a game, a couple turnovers a game. He's shooting. Of course, he's shooting 38% from 3 this year. Of course he is, because he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn for IU last year. But I guess this is a game to me.
He comes off the bench and he had 13 minutes last game and he had 2 points. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. So, well, we can clip that when he has like 25 against us on Wednesday night. But the Miles Rice revenge game, I don't even know if it's a revenge game or like whatever. But this is a game to me that if you're a tournament team, go take care of business. It's a road win, power conference, because when you look at what's coming next, bro, as the kids would say,
bro,
Nebraska at Michigan State, Iowa at home, at Michigan. That's 4 in a row.
Yeah, you got to win the get. You got to win the give me's, or not even the give me's, but you got to win the games that are, that you should win in conference.
At Maryland's, to me, if you want to be a tournament team, is an absolute must win for this.
Oh yeah, they're 7-7 and 0-3 in the Big Ten. Yeah, we got to win that game.
Right,
that's a must win. It's
a must win, and they're going to be desperate. Right, this is a Maryland team they're looking for a conference win. I'm sure I don't know what their next schedule is, but they've been home. They just played Oregon at home and lost by 10, which is that Oregon team's okay. Right, they're an okay team. So that's a game. To me, it's an early tip. Crowd probably not into it at Maryland.
6:30. Man, we've had some weird tips.
Yeah, they do that. 8:30. They got one tonight. Yeah. They got one tonight in the Big Ten with Ohio State and Nebraska, which is Indiana's opponent on Saturday, which I want to talk to you about. But let's check in here real quick because I think Nebraska, they went on the road, beat Ohio State by 3 in Columbus. They come to Bloomington on Saturday. A noon tip after the Friday night Peach Bowl. So
everyone's gonna be hungover.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, it's Saturday morning. Get your ass over to Assembly Hall. Let's go. Let's get it going. But yes, the next game. But students. So we have 2 Big Ten home games with no students in the month of January. They're still on break. They're not back until next week.
And they're probably going to be in Atlanta.
We're going to be playing a top 10 opponent with no. But I'll tell you what now. On the other side of the coin, if Indiana were to beat Oregon on Friday night, there may be some people. Indiana football. If Indiana football were to beat Oregon in the Peach Bowl, I might not be asleep by the time that game tips against Nebraska at noon on Saturday. I mean, there would be a lot of people in Bloomington that wouldn't be. So there's a lot of things on the table for the.
They might still be at Kilroy's.
Well, I guess people don't go there anymore. It's all upstairs, baby. It's all upstairs.
All upstairs. Yeah. It's all upstairs.
Kilroy's is like the, that's like Groupon now. I think it's gone. It's just not good.
What about sports? Anyone go there anymore?
I don't know. But what I'll tell you is, Indiana's got an opportunity in front of them on Wednesday night that they need to take care of business, because you think about what lies ahead of this team, and you also think about. You go to Maryland and take care of business, right? You're on the basketball team. Humor me here for a second. Picture this. You go there, you take care of business, you win by 10 or 12 at Maryland, you get on the charter, you come back to Bloomington, you practice Thursday, then you get the team together to watch the Fiesta Bowl, Miami Ole Miss. You're on campus, you're staying at a hotel Friday night, the team getting together probably to watch the Hoosiers against the Ducks in the Peach Bowl, and then you get up Saturday morning, you got a top 10 opponent in your building. I mean, what a time to be alive in Bloomington, quite frankly. So if you're a student,
we didn't have those times.
If you're going down, oh, hell yeah, we did. There just was no social media around to really know that it happened. So
our football team was never in the playoff.
Well, but there were those moments where you think about the kids that are there right now. Think about Thursday night. Everybody's going to be out watching Miami Ole Miss. Then Friday, Wednesday night, you got the basketball team. So let's go support them. Go to upstairs, go to Nick's, go to wherever you want to go. Go out, support them. Let's get a road win. And then Thursday night, everybody enjoy the Fiesta Bowl. Find out who your opponent could be if you win. And then Friday night, you get rocking and rolling. The week's over. The weekend's here. I mean, what a time to be alive in Bloomington. I mean, I'm jealous. I mean, I live right up the road, but it's like I'm a superstitious type of person. So I got to be careful. I got to try to replicate the same things. But I know, speaking of, as we kind of round this out a little bit, you live in Atlanta. Shout out to Tips. He'll be there. Sounds like you're waiting down to the wire on tickets. What are prices looking like for the Peach Bowl right now? For anybody listening to this is thinking about, hey, I'm going to jump in the car, head down 75. Where are we at? What are you looking at? I know you guys like to live in those VIP suites that Arthur Blank has there at the
I'm shocked that Tips doesn't have one of those. It's really upsetting. I need to talk to him about that. But tickets will. I'm seeing a lot of cross marks, which means they're going down. So I think they're going down some.
I figured you had a guy, some kind of goon on the street that just has a couple.
But then the problem is when you get tickets from a goon, then you owe them something. I don't want to owe anyone anything.
Yeah, you're a wheeler dealer though. You're into real estate, all that stuff. I figured you had some guy that'd be like, he's got the slick back hair and he's got you a little. Hey, I can get you these. But I envision you guys club level. You got the shrimp cocktail. You got your little cocktail, 50-yard line, all that stuff. But, yeah, we'll be here Wednesday night to talk about the Maryland game. So maybe you'll have tickets in hands. But you live there. I mean, how long does it take you to get to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium from your house?
About 25 minutes.
25 minutes. And
it's nice.
What would you do?
So it's nice, by the way.
Yeah. Would they – I mean, this is a completely ignorant question, but I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but do they ever have the roof open at Mercedes-Benz if it's like 70 or something like that? Or is it always closed?
They do, but most of the time they just have it closed. I don't know why, if it's laziness or whatever, or whether it could change, but I'd like to see it open. I love open air stadiums. I miss them. I went to Lambeau this year. I mean, there's just nothing that beats open door stadiums, but this stadium's nice. Actually, it's really nice. And
I doubt it would be open. But looking at the weather right now, it doesn't look like it's optimistic. But I mean, it does look like a 6 stadium. I don't think. I don't know. Who the hell knows? I mean, 48 hours from now, maybe I change my mind, or maybe something happened. Maybe I fall out. Maybe I find a goon to get me some tickets. Hell, who knows?
Yeah. I mean,
let's be honest. I'm full of shit, and everybody knows. Everybody knows I'm all talk.
All I know is the group chat. We had a couple of people that said they were all in, and then 2 people said no, and they were flooding gates out the door.
Liquid courage, my friend. Liquid courage. We all. I had somebody ask me, "Hey, I heard you're going to Atlanta." I was like, "I'm full of shit." So we'll see. A lot of people. Shout out to all the folks that went. I mean, I've talked to a ton of people that went. I know a ton of people that went. I was following along. Our Galen and those guys from Crimson Cast. They drove across the country. Shout out to them, man. And they're doing it again to go down to Atlanta. Obviously, a much shorter trip. But just really an exciting time to be an Indiana athletics fan. And also this isn't just a football and basketball. I mean, volleyball's got a heck of a team. Baseball's like there's a lot of great, obviously soccer. So shout out to Scott Dolson for what he's doing there. And I mean, never in my wildest dreams I think that this would be a situation, and it doesn't look like, at least in the current state of athletics. I mean, I guess I'll ask you this. Any concerns with all the NFL openings that, the Raiders just say, hey, how much do you want Signetti to come out here and be the head coach of the Raiders with Mendoza? Any chance that's, you make a call, right?
I mean, I think they make a call, but I don't see a chance. I don't think he's going to leave. Like, I think if he would have left, he would have left for like the Michigan job, or he could have had the Penn State job, I'm sure. He could have had the Florida job. Shit, he probably could have had the LSU job.
Well, think about it, though. NFL, you don't have to deal with transfer portal, NIL, and that BS.
He loves the transfer portal.
I know, but I'm like, his operation, I went down a rabbit hole of looking like all the support people. I'm like, I can't even fathom it. 20 years ago, that they've got all these folks, and he's like, yeah, I just got to coach football. It's all handled behind the scenes. He just shows up and says, hey, you want to come here and play? Okay, well, such and so is going to handle the financials of this, but yeah, I'll get you in here. But
we'll get you on the Terminator.
Yeah. I mean, hey, for the right price, I can come in there but yeah, I don't think. But I was thinking about it. If I was Mark Davis, and I had number 1 pick, I mean, I know I'm taking Mendoza almost certainly. I'm calling Signetti and saying, hey, what do you want? And there are some people that say, I don't know if he translates over to pro. I'm like, dude, he's efficient, runs it like it's a clean operation. It ain't any bullshit. He have guys out there for 3.5 hours puking in buckets. They move, baby. They move. Hour 35, like you said, hour 35, hour 45, and they're out of here. That's what kids want, man, and that's what pros would want. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, I don't want to see that. I want to go on record. I'm just saying, if I was the Raiders, that's be who I'd call. Because whatever the hell else you've done ain't worked. Pete Carroll, maybe 20 years ago, that was a good hire. Absolutely. Well, I think Indiana probably has today's Pete Carroll, quite frankly. So, look at it from that, maybe better. So we'll see. But, I don't know, man. We keep we got to pull you out of that, Michigan stuff. Get you out of there. Get you back home, like everybody coming in the transfer portal. So, well, I think we've gone long enough. Indiana at Maryland, Wednesday night. Must win with what's coming up in the Big Ten. To me, if Indiana comes out, takes care of business, what a great kind of appetizer to start the week as we get into football. And then you got Nebraska coming in. They're 15-0. Nebraska's 15-0, 4-0 in the Big Ten, coming to your house on Saturday. So
they got a good coach. They do.
Hoiberg's finally got it where he wants it there. And good for them. I got nothing against Nebraska basketball, like whatever the hell they want to do, but I do Saturday. But any final thoughts on Wednesday night or what lies ahead for this basketball or any of it?
Wednesday night to me is a must win. We can't have another Minnesota outing. Can't afford it.
Now, They went to Northwestern and won, which is a house of horrors for Indiana. I think he's got them 9-5, 2-1 in the league. Nico Medved might have something going at Minnesota. They're better than, like, he's getting the most out of that team. I guess I'll say that.
No. Well, we should have won the game.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Purdue did beat them by 28. Yeah. But they beat us, and they went to Northwestern and won, and I'd like to be able to do that. So with that, Bison Ben, we'll see you back here in like 48 hours. Hopefully talking about an IU Maryland win and then what lays on the table for the college football playoffs. We did play the college football playoff last night. My 7-year-old played the semifinals. Dad didn't touch the controllers. Do you want to know what the results were of those two games? Pro level, sure. I gave him the controls. He was Indiana, and he was Miami. Indiana 45-38 over Oregon, and Miami 47-31 over Ole Miss. I don't think those games are going to be that high of scoring, but he has Indiana and Miami to play for the national championship. So hopefully that's a hint of what's to come. Would love to see that. What a time to be alive to be an Indiana Hoosier fan. So, Ben, as always, thanks. I'm glad to be back in the saddle here. You can find us if you're new here, if you're listening, Hoosier Court Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. YouTube, give us a like, subscribe. We're a small but mighty operation, and we just appreciate you all tuning in. So, what is it, Monday? I don't even know what day it is anymore.
And we're always looking for more sponsors.
Yeah, like the first one would be nice. So anybody wants to throw us up,
you have to sell us out. I was trying to act like we had a couple.
Go look us up on social media. They can tell our sponsor. Yeah, you are. Hey, you never know. You never know. Somebody might like what they hear. So, all right, Bison Ben, get out of here. Go sell some homes. All right.
All right.
Close some deals. All right, later.